I feel like one of the biggest hurdles that new players coming into GLC from Standard have to overcome is how prevalent ability lock is in the format. Veteran Standard players may even remember dealing with Path to the Peak from a few years ago, and they can be countered by commonly played cards like with Boss's Orders in the case of Iron Thorns and Fluttermane, or with just a simple Stadium or Lost Vacuum in the case of Path to the Peak. But in GLC, which is a singleton format using the expanded card pool, we have cards like Hex Maniac, which see a ton of play in the format. A card that shuts off all abilities, not just in play, but in the discard pile and the hands as well. It can't be guarded against or blocked or turned off after the fact, and you may have it played against you multiple times in a game thanks to card like Versus Seeker, Cynthia and Caitlyn, and Lusamine. In fact, Hex Maniac is actually banned in the expanded format, and many players transitioning into GLC often ask if there are cards in the format that can somehow counter Hex Maniac. Add to that cards like Silent Lab, Wobbuffet, Garbodor, and Galarian Weezing. There's a good chance you're eventually going to have to deal with getting ability locked if you're playing GLC. Some strategies will feel like they're completely shut down for an entire turn by a Hex Maniac or Galarian Weezing in the active spot, especially in combination with getting your main attacker knocked out. But here are some tips for how you can make your deck more resilient against ability lock. Some of the cards I mentioned can be countered or turned off through certain tech cards. Cards like Wobbuffet and Weezing that have to be in the active spot can be negated for a turn at least with a card like Boss's Orders, Guzma, or Escape Rope. And your deck should really have 2 to 3 ways to push the opponent's Pokemon out of the active spot, which is why most decks play Escape Rope over something like Switch. Garbodor can be countered by any tool removal like Field Blower, but if you only have access to one copy of a tool removal in your deck, you'll have to pick your moment very carefully to turn your abilities back on, since they can just attach another tool to Garbodor next turn. Probably the most devastating effect of being ability lock is not being able to set up an attacker on your turn with your energy acceleration abilities. If you can't respond to the opponent's attack and maintain prize parity, you will fall behind and eventually lose the prize race. The solution is to include a healthy mix of trainer cards and energies that can accelerate you without using any abilities. One of my favorite ways to do this is with Raihan and Counter Energy. These cards play so well together. If your opponent took a KO and you're behind on prizes, you now have an easy 1-card combo that can effectively put 3 energy into play to allow you to take a KO even while you're ability locked. There are other trainer cards that can do this as well, such as the Patch item cards in Water, Psychic, Metal, and Dark, Reversal Energy for evolutions, and Counter Gain for colorless energy costs. An Arven can even get you both a Patch and a Counter Gain to effectively accelerate 2 energy while you're behind. Magma Basin fills a similar role in Fire as a Stadium, and of course Dimension Valley gives Psychic another energy cost reducer. Supporters like Crispin, Blacksmith, Marnie's Pride, and Mina also let you accelerate energy while under ability lock. Another way to get around ability lock is to include an attacker in your deck that can take knockouts for very low energy, 1 or 2 max. Cards like Chi-Yu, Mimikyu, Avenging Knuckle Lucario, and Grudge Dive Basculegion all allow you to take a return KO, often for just a single energy or 2. I will put some more of these attackers up on the screen from other types. Finally, making sure you have a healthy amount of trainer-based card draw so that getting Hex Maniac while at a low hand size doesn't cripple your ability to find additional resources if all you're doing is relying on abilities to draw more cards. Some combination of cards like Lily's Determination, Professor's Research, Marnie, and Iono should be included in every deck at around 3 to 5 copies minimum. So those are some ways you can alter your GLC decks with just a couple of different cards to help insulate yourself against Hex Maniac and at least give you a fighting chance when all of your abilities are shut down. Let me know what your favorite cards are against Hex Maniac and how you feel about ability lock in GLC. And thanks for subscribing to the channel to make sure you get the notifications on when we have a new video drop. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you for the next one.